I'm Ezra Miller, but I'd rather introduce myself as I'm Ezra.
I'm Matt Sossler. I'd say my title for this year, 2018-2019, is executive producer.
Hey, I'm Jacob Zucker. I'm a sophomore. I'm a leader in HPTV and very involved in the sports broadcasting.
I'm Diana Castro. I'm one of the sponsors for HPTV. I'm also the multimedia specialist for Highland Park High School.
I'm Sam Brief. I am a 2015 Highland Park alum, currently senior at Northwestern, and it's good to be back here.
Football, basketball, volleyball, pretty much any sport and any assembly that you can name.
Live streaming started when we sat in with the former athletic director, and he was like, hey, I want you to meet these people. And they ran a network, and it was called the NFHS network.
My senior year was the first year doing it, and it was through NFHS, and it was a pretty bare bones production. All the streams were one camera.
We originally did something with NFHS, which was great, very high quality stream, and in addition, for not just our sake, but the players on the field's sake, is that a lot of college scouts kind of watch the NFHS network.
I was aware that some of the people that were watching were actually recruiters. I remember someone getting contacted and someone came up to me and was like, hey, were you streaming the game? And I'm like, yeah, oh, cool. This guy from so-and-so college ended up contacting me saying he saw my play last night, and that was really cool that he was able to see me even though he was, standing in his college doing whatever he was doing.
Just starting this year, about 2 weeks into the season, we started doing it off of YouTube because NFHS costs a little money, and YouTube we can stream for free, and I think this was a phenomenal idea. We're noticing viewership going up.
I'd say it's a lot similar to what you'd see on ESPN and Monday Night Football, because we broadcast over a visual medium, YouTube. We have 4 to 5 cameras running each broadcast, which can capture different angles. This year we adapted instant replay as a part of our broadcast.
Looking at that great dribble drive by Griswold and the trail by Opolchensky there. Excellent textbook basketball there, and you had the over the back.
We didn't yet have the capability to switch. We didn't have the capability to do instant replay. All we had was the camera, the announcers, and the graphics. So that was it. It was very bare bones, and a lot of the pressure was on the camera person, because when you watch an NFL game, there's 50, Super Bowl, maybe 100 different cameras that they're cutting to. So for a Highland Park football game, we've got one camera on the top of the press box that's got to follow all the action.
Most schools have their communications and announcements done as a part of a class. So when you're in a class, you have a set time to meet and you have to be there.
And the difference is that HPTV kids want to. Like, I don't force you to come to a Friday football game. Mr. Vogelsang doesn't force you to come to a Friday football game. You guys all want to come, and I really like that.
Good morning, HP. My name is Sam Brief. Many of you may know me for my broadcasting and for the extensive sports coverage I've provided over the last 3 years with the HP Sports Brief. But today, as my high school career draws to a close, I say with sadness that after anchoring more than 80 sports briefs.
So I started working here as a sophomore. I came to Mr. V. I really wanted to do a sports show. I'm a big sports fan and I wanted to get into sports broadcasting. So I came to Mr. V and I said, I want to do a sports show. And he said, sure, let's do it. And he said, we haven't had a sports show in 5 years. I'd love to help you with that. So sophomore year, I did the HPHS Sports Minute, which was pretty much me sitting at a desk listing scores. The basketball team won by 10, the football team, all the scores. And I did that, and then junior year, I stepped into a bigger role as the co-president of HPTV, which I did junior and senior year. So not just doing the sports show, but also overseeing the whole club and all the operations. Junior and senior year, I also stepped up my game with the sports coverage. So I changed the name of the show to the HP Sports Brief, which is my last name, and we made it a lot better. It was less of me sitting at a desk and just listing scores. It was going out, filming games, doing interviews with players, coaches. And I'm really proud of the product it became. We ended up doing a lot from that to live play-by-play of games, which we started my senior year, and also my best friend and I made a documentary about the football team. Pretty much the football team, our junior year, came this close to winning a conference championship. They were literally 1 yard short. It was a 4th and goal from like the half-yard line against GBN with 5 seconds left, and they ran it up the middle and got stuffed, and they lost and didn't win the conference championship. And the motivation all offseason was, we're 1 yard away, 1 yard away. And they went out in 2015 and went 9-0 and won the conference decisively. And it was a historic season. It was a lot of fun, and we were there to document it. And we made a pretty comprehensive little documentary.
And it's very professional, to say the least.
The documentary that my friend and I made on the football team won Best Documentary my senior year. The show won for Best Sports Show my senior year, and then a bunch of other HPTV kids that year won different things for different animated things and different features, whether it was first, second, or third place. We had a lot of winners, and it was fun to see because I remember earlier in my time there, we would go and we didn't win as much, and a lot of the other schools with bigger programs would win, and I was like, damn, I kind of want to win a little more. And then I remember leaving my senior year, you keep hearing on the stage, and the winner is Highland Park High School, and that was just awesome. It filled me with a lot of pride.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I did not know Mr. V was retiring.
Yeah, you better make a damn good retirement video.
Yeah.
V is just an entity that has driven me further and further.
I came here 12 years ago, would be 13 when he retires.
He's one of my favorite people in the world. He gave me, he kind of took a chance on me early in my high school career to kind of start this sports program, believed in me, and I'm really grateful for that.
He's somebody who I can kind of talk to about, kind of anything. I literally peep into his office, he's in the middle of the work and he just stops what he's doing, and we talk for 5 minutes.
He's incredibly talented, obviously. You can't have the position he has without being super skilled, like a wizard with editing and camera work.
V is just an amazing person overall. He taught me the basics of editing, and we continued working with each other over and over. He would teach me some stuff, I would find out some cool tricks and teach him that. He was even my teacher my senior year, and that was probably one of my favorite English classes I ever took.
He's an excellent listener. He's someone who, I'm sure you guys have experienced this, when you talk to him, he's looking at you and he's smiling and nodding and he's agreeing with what you're saying, and he's really an active listener.
What V is the best about is his communication skills and being able to convey his knowledge to other people.
The word boss is so inadequate too for who he is. He's a great leader, he's a great person. He also practices those things in real life, and he seems like he is very genuinely happy.
He's always all over the place and he's super busy, and for him to make time for everyone and anyone, it's just an amazing skill he has, and it also shows what a wonderful person he is.
He was an incredible teacher, and I'm grateful to still have him as a friend. We still keep in touch over the phone and over text, and he really is the person outside of my immediate family who's had the most impact on my life, and he's just an incredible person.
So it's been like 12 really awesome years in coming to work and getting up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, okay, this is still fun.
Oh, on Mr. V, he's a Packers fan, which sucks, so I hope that's one thing. We won't miss the Packer flags in the media center, but we'll miss him.